now is in heat, a furry-eared girl and her lewd treatment. It's a smart game, an interesting smart game. You play as John Sr., aka Senpai. Your companion is now Junior, aka Kohai. You are both young adventurers that came to the town to make a name for yourselves in the local dungeon. When you both travel through it, the dungeon has a unique effect where certain monsters can inflict an ailment on now, but you don't know how to cure her. None of the potions work on her. Luckily, you found a book that teaches you the solution. You have to make her climax. You have to do it, Senpai. You have to do it for her. You can't leave her like this. You have to save her. For some reason, it only affects women. I guess the dungeon maker really likes to mess with them. This knowledge was written down by Dr. August Moki. He is a well-known eccentric researcher. The other adventurers ask you to rescue him from a succubus who created the dungeon, so you have to save him because the others are too busy getting wasted. Now isn't just some brick wall. She does have some personality. She likes to read romance novels, and is actually revealed later on that she's a pervert. So she's a Tumblr user. But you do learn that she is half beast and half human. How she is dressed because her tribe made it for her to look respectable around humans. From a tribe of furries, where the fur is the clothes. Gameplay. When you defeat monsters, they drop a random item. You have a sword. Charge, which changes Noah's spell to the number on that charge. Special can only be affected if the number on the special can be divided, such as 5 divided by 15. Attack will always do 20 damage when it is activated, so pretty much if the number fits, you do big damage. The values in the sword that can be dropped, I've seen so far, can vary between 1 to 9. For charge, it varies between 3 to 9. For special, it's 3 to 7. Obviously, to get the most from your special, smaller the number, the better. You can carry up to 6 weapons. In battle, it RNGs between those 6 weapons you can use. Also, you can only carry 1 item. There are 4 random events you can encounter in your journey. Nor finds smutty dojins whose sanity drops. Magical rabbit for you to bully. You find a chest where you can give you a bomb or a health potion or enhancement kit that increases the level of all your weapons by 1, which is pretty nice. And the last event degrades your first weapon by 1. This is when our exploit I found comes in. If you find a special with a value of 3 and get 2 degrade events, you can now always use 20 damage no matter what, and you would be able to one-shot most monsters in the game. When you have an excess of weapons, the new weapon would be traded away to a monster for $100. Sadly, you can't pick and choose which weapons you find if your slots are full. At every rest point, there's a weapon shredder, where you can get rid of the ones you don't want. But you must carry a minimum of 3 weapons. When you find new items, you can't swap or choose what you want. You're stuck with that item until you use it, which is a shame. There is also the healing screen that can recover your stats, which can be accessed at a rest point, but it can only be used once per dungeon, but it can be upgraded for multiple use. Now has her special, which is the same as yours but explosive. She also does have attack spells and a spell that gives you a shield. She doesn't have a health bar but a sanity bar. When it drops to 0, well, you have to do your duty, senpai. To upgrade her spells, it's done in a rather unorthodox way. When she has gotten a condition for the second time or becomes close to you and reach a rest point, through the enlightenment of climaxing, her magical powers get stronger. Now can be affected by multiple ailments from sleepiness, to paralyzed, confusion, possession, strung up, lactation, and the horny. My gosh, she's going to ruin me. To get rid of them, you have to learn how to please a woman. There is the main dungeon and the challenge mode, where it gives you lots of money if you beat it, and it can be used for upgrades in the shop. But I only did that in the late game because I was grinding in the main dungeon. There are bosses at the end of each challenge. There are a total of 8 bosses in the main dungeon, a lot more than I thought there would be, but there are 3 that stand out. The golem, which explodes in 3 turns, the dragon that buffs up and smacks you around, and the final boss, which does something special in 5 turns. The music is basic, but fits at the right scenes. The sound design is decent. The art of this game is phenomenal. I wish I could draw like that. It astounds me how many different scenes Noah has, all depending on the condition she has and the position. The chibi monsters look great. It is amusing to see cute things with their bits hanging out. Overall, the gameplay loop does get boring after a while, but they wisely made travelling through the dungeon quicker every time you beat a boss. Time and thought has been put into this. It is a fun little game with excellent art. The game was made by Crazy Niran, and the art is made by June March, a monk who does art for dojins. I will be curious what they make in the future. I am the MIKU impersonator. Good luck, and I'll see you all in the future.